Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ryan, and in today's video I'll be talking about the Millionaire Fastlane by DeMarco, but more specifically, the 3 types of roadmap to wealth. So, let's get into it. I think we should best start off with the road most traveled, which is the sidewalk roadmap. It is the most common and also the least productive. All sidewalkers have mostly the same traits. They have no financial plan, they're one something away from poverty, which could be one big gig, one big paycheck, you get the idea, one big something away from poverty. They all believe in luck, and they all believe in instant gratification. They're all lazy, they all live paycheck to paycheck. They all think they're special because of events out of their control. They all think the rich get rich because of wealthy parents or someone gave them the money. Those are a few symptoms of a sidewalker. Whoever said money doesn't buy happiness is wrong. Either they didn't have enough money, they spent it all wrong, or they were a sidewalker. But if you think money doesn't buy happiness, ask yourself, does poverty buy happiness? And the answer to that should be no. So then, why not at least try to get rich? Look up, does money buy happiness on Google. Page after page will pop up declaring it doesn't. And when I looked it up, this is what popped up. Happiness comes from doing the things you love, not from your bank account balance. As for the passions that require money, such as traveling and sporting adventures, budgeting and prioritizing will enable you to spend money on what is important to you. First class seat to the sidewalk is to have no financial plans. And that's bad because poor financial planning is like gambling. Eventually, the house wins. Self-made millions arise from self-made luck. Mark Cuban, who you probably know, he's on Shark Tank and he owns the Dallas Mavericks, which is an NBA team, made 5.9 billion, yes, with a B, selling to Yahoo. He talks a lot about how everyone views him as lucky. He says, where was luck when it was time to read Cisco router manuals and testing software in his garage? Me personally, I think that one of a sidewalker's main beliefs is luck. People see the event that made Mark very rich, but not the process, never the hours of hard work he puts into his businesses. Mark Cuban understands that action and hard work can create luck, and events that he can capitalize on. There are right places and there are wrong places. A wrong place is on your couch watching shows or on TV for 3 hours a day. Sidewalkers love events but hate processes. It is only natural for sidewalkers to believe wealth is luck when they assume wealth comes from a single event. Here's an example of a sidewalker versus soon-to-become Fastlaner. Joe's a sidewalker and believes luck is required to get rich. He spends his day working construction and his evenings commenting on gossip blogs, playing video games, watching TV. He's given up on his dreams of financial independence based on his ideas of luck. I'm just not a lucky guy, he laments. Joe's brother Bill also has a job in construction, except Bill spends his evenings surfing the internet, researching the newest practices of inventing and engineering. Bill's dream is to be an inventor and has created 4 prototypes of inventions in various fields. Bill also spends his vacation times at trade shows and marketing seminars. While Joe is killing ogres and wizards in the latest Dungeon of Doom, Bill is out of the box of nothingness and exposing himself with his inventions to the world. Who's going to get lucky? In the previous chapter, we highlighted that a sidewalker has no financial plan and is only concerned with the pleasures of today. Often governed by instant gratification, while the sidewalk is a chronic lifestyle that mortgages the future for a pleasurable today, the slow lane is an antithesis, a sacrifice of today in hopes of a brighter and freer tomorrow. As a slow lane traveler, you're deluged with a series of doctrines that plead discipline to the trade-off. Get a job and waste 5 days toiling at the office, bag a lunch and stop drinking $10 coffee, faithfully entrust 10% of your paycheck to the stock market and your 401k, quit dreaming about that sports car, in the window because you can't buy it. Delay gratification until you're 65 years old. Save, save, save because compound interest is powerful. $10,000 today will be worth 10 gazillion in the future. Surprisingly, the slow lane is the first convenient exit off the sidewalk and evolves with maturity and increased adult responsibility. Most college graduates begin their post-schooling life on the sidewalk. Graduation pardoned a license to buy stuff that yielded instant pleasures, trips to Cancun, a flashy car with a booming stereo, nightly drinking binges, a massive CD collection. Life was all about now, regardless of future consequences. Sidewalkers, and people in general, instinctively regard a better future. I'll be making more money. I'll hit the lottery. After my father dies, I'll inherit thousands. Future crutches often justify pleasurable nows, and behind the scenes, lifestyle servitude swells. However, with increased responsibility, perhaps a growing family, mounting debt loads, and future expectations not matching reality, the sidewalker often comes to terms with the uncertainty of the sidewalk and does a seemingly responsible lane change. He off-ramps and graduates to the slow lane roadmap, a strategy touted and praised by credible sources. While the sidewalk is typified by undisciplined behavior, the slow lane's financial plan introduces responsibility and accountability into the wealth formula. That can't be bad, right? Unfortunately, the slow lane is like bad directions given by a stranger at the gas station. Except these directions aren't given by strangers, but by the people you trust, such as like teachers, parents, friends, family. Really could be anyone that you know. These ostensible sources reinforce the strategy's fictitious strength when its efficiency is a sucker's bet. The slow lane is a lifetime wager that a sacrificial today will yield a wealthier tomorrow. The slow lane is rarely challenged. It's a lie so deceiving that when the ruse is uncovered, decades of life have been passed. Meanwhile, millions more are being newly indoctrinated into the deception. If you buy the lie, you sell off today in hopes of a glorious tomorrow. And when does this glorious tomorrow happen? When can you splurge, spend your millions, and enjoy life? When? The driving forces behind wealth under Get Rich Slow is time. Time employed at the job and time invested in the markets. Your glorious tomorrow might arrive after 40 years when you're living your last presidential administration and you're on your second hip replacement. Your glorious tomorrow might arrive when you're 73 years old and soaked in urine and strapped to a stinking bed because you've lost your mind to Alzheimer's. Seriously, when does this slow lane plan of retiring rich actually become real so you can enjoy your millions? What about door number 3? Sidewalk or slow lane, sacrifice today or tomorrow. You can walk the sidewalk with no financial plan and convince yourself that the indulgences of today have no consequences for tomorrow. Or drive the slow lane and sacrifice your today with the risk and illusions of a secure tomorrow. But wait, there's another choice. An alternative. A hybrid financial roadmap that can create wealth fast, / 40 years from wealth accumulation. Fast, however, is relative. If you're 18, you can be filthy rich by 25. If you're 30, you can be retired by 36. Broke at 48, and you can retire by 54. Was it likely? Risky? If you could play one of the 3 raffles, which would you play? Raffle Sidewalk. First place, $10 million. Awarded immediately. Your odds of winning, 1 in 6 million, or 0.00000016. Raffle Slow Lane. First place, $500,000. Awarded in 40 years. Your odds of winning, 1 in 6, 16%. Raffle Fastlane. First prize, $10 million. Awarded in 6 years. Your odds of winning, 1 in 7, 14%. Which would you pick? Hopefully, Raffle Fastlane, because its rewards far exceed the incremental risk of Raffles slow lane. Raffles sidewalk, however, is a wasted long shot. Your choice of financial roadmaps, sidewalk, slow lane, or fast lane, is like this hypothetical raffle. Once you understand the roadmaps and their prospective wealth equations, you can choose the one that will serve as your compass. What is the fast lane? The fast lane is a business and lifestyle strategy characterized by controllable unlimited leverage, or CUL, hence creating an optimal environment for rapid wealth creation and extraordinary lifestyles. Definitely pay attention to these four segments. A great Egyptian summons his two young nephews, Chuma and Azer. He then commissions them to build two monumental pyramids as a tribute to Egypt. Upon completion of each nephew's pyramid, the pharaoh promises each an immediate reward of kingship, retirement amongst riches, and lavish luxury for the rest of their natural lives. Additionally, each nephew must construct his pyramid alone. Chuma and Azer, both 18, know their daunting task will take years to complete. Nonetheless, each is primed for the challenge and honored by the pharaoh's directive. They exit the pharaoh's chambers and begin the long pyramid building process. Azer begins work immediately. He slowly drags large, heavy stones into a square formation. After a few months, the base of Azer's pyramid takes shape. Townsfolk gather around Azer's constructive efforts and praise his handiwork. The stones are heavy and difficult to move, and after 1 year of heavy labor, Azer's perfect square foundation to the pyramid is nearly finished. But Azer is perplexed. The plot of land that should bear Chuma's pyramid is empty. Not one stone has been laid. No foundation, no joint engravings, nothing. It is as barren as when the pharaoh commissioned the job. Confused, Azer visits Chuma's home and finds him in his barn, diligently working on a twisted apparatus that resembles some kind of human torture device. Azer interrupts. Chuma, what the hell are you doing? You're supposed to be building the pharaoh pyramid, and you spend your days locked in this barn, fiddling with that crazy machine? Chuma cracks a smile and says, I'm building a pyramid, leave me alone. Azer scoffs. Yeah, sure you are. You haven't laid one stone in over a year. Chuma, engrossed and unfazed by his brother's accusation, retorts, Azer, your short-sightedness and thirst for wealth have clouded your vision. You build your pyramid and I will build mine. As Azer walks away, he chides, You fool, the pharaoh will hang you in the gallows when he discovers your treason. Another year passes, and Azer solidifies the base of his pyramid and begins the second level. Except a problem arises. Azer struggles in his progress. The stones are heavy, and he cannot raise them to the pyramid's second level. Challenged by his physical limitations, Azer recognizes his weakness. He needs more strength to move heavier stones, and to do so, he seeks the counsel of Bennu, Egypt's strongest man. For a fee, Bennu trains Azer to build bigger and stronger muscles. With great strength, Azer anticipates the heavier stones will be easier to lift onto the higher levels. Meanwhile, Chuma's pyramid plot is still barren. Azer assumes his brother has a death wish, since, by all appearances, Chuma is violating the pharaoh's mandate. Azer forgets about his brother and his non-existent pyramid. Another year passes, and Azer's pyramid construction slows to a disheartening crawl. It often takes 1 month just to place one stone. Moving stones to the upper level require great strength, and Azer spends much of his time working with Bennu to build greater strength. Additionally, Azer is spending most of his money on counseling fees and the exotic diet required for the training. Azer estimates his current construction pace. His pyramid will be completed in another 30 years. Unfazed, Azer lauds, After 3 years, I've far surpassed my brother. He hasn't placed one stone yet. That fool. Then, suddenly, one day, while hauling a heavy stone up his pyramid, Azer hears a loud commotion erupting from the town square. The townsfolk, regular observers to his work, abruptly abandon his plot to examine the celebratory fuss. Curious himself, Acer takes a break and leaves to investigate. Surrounded by a cheering crowd, Shuma trolls up and down the square common, commanding a 25-foot contraption. A towering machine built from a twisted maze of gantries, wheels, levers, and ropes. As Chuma moves slowly up the village street amidst the buoyant crowd, Azer fears the explanation. After a short trawl to Chuma's buried pyramid plot, Azer's suspicions are confirmed. Within minutes, Chuma's machine starts moving heavy stones and begins to lay the foundation to his pyramid. One after another, the machine effortlessly lifts the stones and softly places them side by side into place. Miraculously, the machine requires little effort for Chuma's operation. Crank a wheel attached to a rope and cantilever entwined by a gear system, and bingo! Heavy stones are moved quickly and magically. While Azer's pyramid foundation took over a year to build, Chuma lines up the foundation within 1 week. The second lever that Azer so arduously struggled with is even more shocking. Chuma's machine does the work 30 times quicker. What took Azer 2 months takes Chuma's machine 2 days. After 40 days, Chuma and his machine accomplished as much as Azer's 3 years of toilsome work. Azer was destroyed. He spent years doing the heavy lifting while Chuma built a machine to do it for him. Instead of honoring the machine, Azer vows, I must get stronger, I must lift heavier stones. Azer continues the hard labor of pyramid building while Chuma continues to work the crank of his machine. After 8 years, Chuma finishes his pyramid at age 26. 3 years to build the system and 5 years to reap the rewards of the system. The great pharaoh is pleased and does as promised. He rewards Chuma with kingship and endows him to great riches. Chuma never has to work a day in his life. Meanwhile, Azer continues to dredge away at the same old routine. Lift rocks, waste time and money to get stronger, lift rocks, get stronger. Sadly, Azer refuses to acknowledge his flawed strategy and endures the same old process. Carry heavy stones until you can lift no more, then get stronger so you can lift heavier stones. This mindless prescription leads Azer to a lifetime of toil. He never finishes his pyramid promised to the pharaoh, simply because he decides to do the heavy lifting himself when he should have focused on a system to do it for him. Azer's a heart attack and dies on the 12th level of his pyramid, just 2 levels away from finishing. He never experiences the great riches promised by the pharaoh. Meanwhile, Chuma retires 40 years early in a crown of luxury. Sloshing in Freetown, Chuma goes on to become Egypt's greatest scholar and an accomplished inventor. He is entombed alongside the pharaoh in the same pyramid he built. The Fastlane is a business system. The slow lane is a job. The slow lane is a job. Your hard work traded for your employer's cash. Azer's struggle resembles that of a slow laner. To get rich, you're told to get stronger, spend money, return to school, earn more in the job market, so you can lift heavier. The fast lane is about building a better system, a better contraption, a better product, or a better something that will leverage your work. In the slow lane, you are the source of heavy lifting, while in the fast lane, you construct a system to do it for you. On your wealth road trip, the slow lane roadmap asks that you endure a long, tiresome walk to wealth. The toil of wealth is in the process itself. In the fast lane, wealth is driven in a business system you create. The toil is in the creation and management of the system itself. I hope you learned something, and I hope this inspires you to actually read the book. Make sure you go check out my free Notion template. I'll link it below. It's in my bio. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.